So, ladies and gentlemen, we all know the Gen 1 Pokemon Red and Green Sprites, the very first. Well, how about we do a tier list on them? Who doesn't like tier list and who doesn't like some sprite critiquing? And I definitely think I fit in the category that should be able to do some critiquing on these sprites. So yeah, a little bit explanation of the tiers. I kept the first letters of the usual tiers so it's easier for you to understand, while also I'll show my concrete thoughts on each of the tiers by these sentences. Should have kept it, a good or alternative, better than expected, casually mid, disappointed, eyes are suffering, favorite, never. Okay, that's that. Now let's just start with the sprites. Bulbasaur? Yeah, casually mid. Straight up a toad. Okay, now this, it looks like the most of the Pokemon is just a plant. It kinda reminds me Parasect with that vibe. But yeah, it's kinda cool. But could have been better. Now Charmander, better than expected, and for this I mean better than expected for the circumstances, you know, the very first game. So yeah, that should explain that. Now Charizard, well, those proportions are something else. You can definitely see that the dimensions were restricting it. Not definitely the worst, but it's getting there. Now our boy Blastoise here definitely looks the best out of the starters. It's kinda even impressive how good it looks. So yeah, A is definitely a good fitting place for it. But there's something missing on the back. Oh come on, they did my boy Metabo dirty? Come on, literally disappointed. And Butterfree here actually looks kinda more menacing, I guess more realistic, and I kinda like the vibe. Yeah, better than expected, definitely. Same goes for Beedrill, but I think it doesn't fit Beedrill as well as Butterfree. Still kinda nice though, but barely casually mid. And I don't know if this is a popular opinion or whatnot, but I think Pidgey definitely looks better in this style. Something about it looking more fiercer and like a... I don't know what it is, but it definitely looks better, especially the face, head, whatever. And Pidgeot, goddamn, this line got some really nice treatment. The wings, the hair, everything got nice detail. Proportions are surprisingly good for the game. Yeah, definitely S. The same goes for Fearow. Damn, the birds are really getting some nice treatment. Definitely up there. And Ekans looks like it got the Bellsprout head treatment. Like, what is this? I mean, it's kind of funny, so yeah, better than expected. And then there's Arbok. Like, what's it doing with its face? Where are the fangs? Come on, it looks so sad. I mean, the only cool part is about the body mark, but yeah, that's it. Kinda disappointed. And chubby Pikachu, who doesn't like that? Definitely should have kept it. But Raichu got the short end of the stick. Okay, what happened here? It looks like it's forming into a muck. Like, come on. Okay, the restrictions are definitely noticeable, but yeah, it doesn't really work that well. So, although it's kinda cool, I'm definitely suffering a bit here. Nidoking handles this a bit better, but it's something still a little bit off. But hey, for the dimensions, I think they handled this much better than whatever happened with Nidoqueen, so I gotta give it C at least. Vulpix looks like a whole new Pokemon. I mean, not really, but compared to what we got now, it definitely looks different. And in this case, do I like it more or less than the one we got now? I would say a little bit less. Now, Wigglytuff is a question if you a question about if you like goofiness or not. Like, this guy, it definitely looks like he's on crack, but it kinda makes it way more unique, and I gotta respect that. So yeah, better than expected. And yeah, you may be wondering, wait, where's the Golbat with the tongue sticking out? Yeah, guess what? It's in red and blue, not red and green, so hey, somehow the first time was the best one and it just got downgraded later. As for this, yeah, it works pretty well, a good alternative. Now, I think Vileplume is kinda infamous with the perspective it has. Like, the proportions are definitely weird and it's really finicky. So yeah, no matter what would you say, this definitely wouldn't be near the top 100 of the sprites here. I really vibe with this Parasect. I mean, come on, it looks so menacing, so scary, so cool. In the newer gens, it looks just depressing at how miserable it looks, but this is way better. You definitely get the undead feeling here. I like Meowth more in this style since it looks way more like a cat. I never really liked that it's standing on its back legs, but this is definitely way better. At least in my opinion, of course. So hey, a good alternative. Okay, what's happening here with Psyduck? It really looks messed up, stoned, or I honestly wouldn't want to know what this guy's thinking about, so yeah, sorry guy. And Primey, yeah, the fur doesn't really look like fur, it looks like a effect for an explosion, you know, with the boom text on top of it. Although, yeah, it's something alright. The fluff on this Arcanine in it is insane. Yeah, no way you can just pass this up with a better than expected. I mean, on top of the B tier, yeah, at least there, definitely. I really like this Poliwhirl, it's giving me the vibes of a little kid waking up at 3 AM and going to his mom and saying, Mom, I think I peed the bed, or you get the vibes I'm pointing at. I kinda really like this. Yet again, it's just me, but it's something is there. Now for Kadabra and Alakazam, the one just looks like a shorter, buffer version of Alakazam, and the other one looks like he's starving and hasn't eaten in weeks. So it's up to you which you prefer more, but for me it's definitely Kadabra. Yeah, the whole Machamp line, something is definitely off with them. I mean, for some it's probably better that it looks less humanoid, but this just isn't the way to go. I mean, Machop at least a little bearable, but for these guys, yeah, no. Okay, yeah, it definitely has the same vibes as Machamp and it's probably the face, but as for a rock, elemental, big, rocky, boulder creature, it kinda works better, especially since it kinda looks like a reptile anyways.
Nice.
For Ponyta, it looks like the legs are fire itself, and I don't know, I think that's kinda cool. The big eye on Slowbro's tail is way more visible and noticeable that it's a whole separate Pokemon, which I think works better, especially if you know the history. The beta Pokemon of Gen 2 was a Pokemon called Turban, and it was straight up this guy on his tail. So hey, at least in this design, it's way more represented and noticeable. Farfetch'd looks like a drill sergeant or someone who would command an army or some sorts, you know, with a pointing stick, all serious and whatnot. But yeah, kinda far-fetched. Now Ghastly here, he just looks like a void or some sorts, just the actual face. And you know what, for the time, better than expected. The same goes for Haunter as well, just a little bit overdone. It just, in my eyes, it doesn't contrast that nicely. So, sorry, still cool, but not even close compared to Ghastly. As for Gengar, I really don't know what's happening here. It looks like a ghost abominable snowman mushed into a ball, grew some limbs, and is standing around in some hallways at 3 AM. I don't know where I'm going with this, but no, sorry, nah, ain't happening. Yeah, Hypno, ugly as always, especially with the more humanoid snout. Like, what is that? Seriously? No, really piling it up slowly here. Execute straight up just looks bigger than Exeggutor, and for a bunch of egg looking like seeds, I kinda vibe with it. As for Exeggutor, yeah, step up your game, man. Still pretty cool. Now, Cubone here really looks like a skull. Good job. But Marowak, what the heck is happening here? Like, come on. And the fighting duo, the gift Pokemon, yeah, Hitmonlee, still pretty nice. Hey, works nicely. But the infamous, really infamous guy, Hitmonchan, that looks like a constipated duo with a Togekiss helping out, is too iconic. Just come on. It's pretty much, I think, the #1 Pokemon, except one other that's always popping in your head when I'm thinking about these sprites. Rhydon really is done dirty by the dimensions, just like Nidoqueen, but yeah, with more vines and lesser visible legs and eyes, I kind of think it looks better. I mean, it looks more like a tumbleweed, but hey, better than those Sonic shoes and big ass eyes. Okay, even in the first gen, they really got it with the gem. It just somehow looks so great. Stormy, a little downgrade because the limited color palette, but yeah, still pretty nice. Cypher looks more like a reptile, a dinosaur or whatnot, like one of the last things I would think it is a bug. And that's pretty cool. Should have kept it. Those eyes, yeah, I don't know, I'm kinda split on it, but everything else, better than expected. Another iconic duo of Gen 1, Magikarp and Gyarados. Magikarp, better than expected. Like, damn, all the details, a good old Magikarp hog face, and as for Gyarados, still looking baller as always. Now I don't know what happened to Eevee to be so pissed off today, but that's a different side of Eevee I never thought I wanted to see. And the evolutions, damn, Vaporeon especially looks like a beta Pokemon, and yeah, definitely the most changed one design-wise out of the bunch. A good alternative. And Flareon, it's really looking like it's ready to go. And compared to the dead face we got now, so much better. Well, comparing to these guys, it's not as big of an improvement, but what we got today, still way better. Aerodactyl since day one has been a banger in the Sprite compartment. And this just shows that even with small dimensions it can be done very nicely. And then there's this, but I can chalk it up to being way too big for the dimensions. But hey, next time take a inspiration from Aerodactyl. Same goes actually for Snorlax. Like, hey, it kinda looks reddish, but hey, I'm always up for some new forms and looks at the classic Pokemon we know today. And now, here's the pretty much main big boys of Gen 1 in the base stat-wise, I guess. Still pretty iconic as most of Gen 1. Articuno, same with Vaporeon, looks pretty different to what we got today, and I'm here for it. Gotta make those guys way more unique compared to each other than they actually are. And Articuno, I think just because of that, looks way better. Now Zapdos looks like it's regular self even today, so hey, good job on doing it right away in Gen 1. As for Moltres, it's definitely visible that it's suffering from way too small dimensions syndrome, but it kinda handles it better, kinda. For Dratini, you can see it on the belly, the same lines that is on Dragonite, so hey, kind of a small foreshadowing. Now Dragonite for some reason loses it, and yeah, say hello to Moltres. And for Dragonite, yeah, looking way more slimmer and looking just like Dratini and Dragonite more, it works way better. Oh, whatever. Now Mewtwo, hey, a good alternative. Mewtwo, just like some of these other guys, already looks great with Gen 1 and keeps the iconic stuff in there. And Mew, there's the first place for being the most infamous, famous, iconic Gen 1 bad. I guess not bad, just iconic in a weird way, because the sprite is weird together with Hitmonchan. Now Hitmonchan looks way funnier because of the resemblance to other Pokemon, but you gotta respect the iconic stuff. So hey, gotta stay in A somewhere here. Cool. Now that's that, and here's a better look at the final tier list. Now some mentions I could go over with is Parasect. Just really love the undead look, definitely number one for me, but I easily, if talked into, could switch it with Articuno or Dragonite. Now these, I think it's better if I leave them down here. Big dimensions really messed up some of these guys. Now some of them just really wanted to fit the criteria by maxing it out for some reason. I don't know, licking down why you got such a big noggin, but hey, you do you. All in all, for the very first sprites, I think they're still pretty good, and I got to give props for that. So hey, good job champs. And that's that for the video. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned.